His name is Andrew, and that's a really key part of the upcoming story, is to know that his name is Andrew, so just put that in your mind real quick. So, it was a Friday, just like today, but it was 23 years ago. And I was in an 8th grade classroom. And all of a sudden, this very strange energy came across the room. And I turned, and there was my boyfriend on the floor, on bended knee, holding a black box. And before I knew it, I was engaged. And very quickly, he gave me a hug and a kiss and a little envelope, and he got out of there. And he told me before he left, he said, "Kelly, you've made me very happy, but please make sure you read this note in front of your kids." And so, in front of a classroom of 14-year-olds, I opened this envelope with this new ring on my finger, and I read it out loud, and it went something like this. "Kelly, if you're reading this, you've made me the happiest man. But the surprise is not over. We are going on vacation to celebrate being engaged. Don't worry, I've cleared it with your principal. We leave on Monday morning." Now, I was a little confused because I was a student teacher and we don't get time off. Fast forward to Monday morning, 5 a.m. We get on the road out of Round Rock, Texas, which is a little town just north of Austin. I was told to make sure I packed 2 things, my passport and a bathing suit. So I thought we were gonna get on a flight and we were gonna go somewhere really fun. So we get on the road and we start driving towards Houston, which this makes sense. Except we go past the airport and then we take an exit. And we're turning and slowing down the car, and I see a man in the distance, and he's doing this. And we're getting closer and closer to that man, and I realize I know him. It is Jonathan's father. And then we pull into the parking lot, and it looks like it's maybe a nondescript hotel parking lot, and there is Jonathan's mother. And a lot of luggage. They're going with us. So John and Sharon from upstate New York get in the back seat of our car, and we get back on the road. We've been engaged for roughly 3 days. We called them on Friday night to give them the good news. We called them on their landline and their house in upstate New York, which they answered. So I'm very confused. Why are they here in the back seat? So we get on the road and we're leaving Houston. Sharon is so happy, y'all. This woman's energy, I mean, pulsating with positivity. She is so excited, and she is in on the surprise. And she says to me, "Kelly, have you figured it out? Do you know where we're going?" And I was like, "Yeah, Sharon, I think I do. I think we're going to Galveston. And I think we're gonna get on a really big cruise ship, and y'all are coming with us." She was so excited that I got it right. I had figured out the surprise. So it takes about an hour to drive from Houston to Galveston. And we pull into town, and I'm expecting we're gonna go see a huge ship, and we're gonna be by the water. But oddly, Jonathan parks the car in front of this really large administrative-like building. And I'm like, what are we doing here? And I look out the window, and on the top of the building, it says, Galveston County Courthouse. What are we doing here? And he said, yeah, Kelly, quick pit stop. we're gonna go in there and get our marriage license. So, I get out of the car. Jonathan gets out of the car. John and Sharon stay in the back seat, and we start walking up. And I just am thinking, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. My parents are not here. My parents live in Virginia. I cannot do this. And so I stop and I say, I cannot do this. And Jonathan says, what do you mean? I said, this is not right. Your parents are here, my parents are not here, I can't do this. And I thought that was the way out, y'all. I thought this was my ticket out, right? And he said, your mom's here, she's on the beach. She's waiting for us. So I go in the building. And Jonathan goes to the clerk and tries to get our marriage license, and the clerk says, not so fast, sir. You need to get a judge's signature because you all are going in international waters. You're going to be gone for more than 3 days. And Texas law, y'all, just so you know, there's a 72-hour cooling off period. And if you go in international waters, you have to waive your right to an annulment. So I needed a judge to sign off that I would not get an annulment. So fast forward, we get the judge's signature, and about 20 minutes later, I am married, and no, my mom did not go on the cruise. Oh.